Hello Gemini, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new, I hope you enjoy the reading. This is a general life reading for your sign. So for Gemini, for the first house we have Libra, I balance. So your first house is all about your body, yourself, your outer appearance, how you appear to others, how you are perceived by others, and what you're projecting outward as well. So with Libra in there, this is again an air sign, and Libra is all about finding balance. So this could just be with the way you are projecting yourself to others. Keep an even keel, keep your attitudes and perhaps your outer projections on a balanced way, so that that whatever you're saying and whatever you are imparting to others is going to be well received. Librans can also sometimes be a little bit indecisive, so if there's something that you're wanting to get across, perhaps prepare in advance if possible, so that when you do have your say, or when you are interacting with others, you're coming across in a positive way. Librans are generally very dignified people. They don't like confrontation. They don't enjoy dramas, so they like to negotiate and keep things flowing, and to come, to use their air qualities, which is the mind, to assess and to come to a happy medium. So also from the body point of view, it could be that if you are looking to start a new outward regime, whether it's working on your body, perhaps it's exercise, or perhaps just improving the way you look, go for a classic look, and just don't go to extremes in any way. Just keep an even keel through this period. When it comes to the second house, we have the North Node, which is appearing in there. The North Node is always to do with life purpose, and it's if you're into following your past lives, or thinking about what you've brought in from past lives. The North Node is all about moving on from that and moving into your life purpose for this particular incarnation. So you use the South Node to give you your foundation, to see what it is that you are bringing in with you. So if it could be hidden talents, it could be some kind of ability that is now starting to surface. It could also just be putting to bed past issues which have dogged you, and now you need to move forward into a clearer path and feel more at home in that particular house. Now the second house is all to do with income, your money that you've got coming in. It's to do with values. It's also to do with property, your environment, and and your stability. It's also to do with what you love, what you desire and what you would like to own. So with the North Node life's purpose coming in there, it indicates that possibly elements are coming in for you now which are going to give you a boost to move you forward in the direction of that you need to go in. So it could be just some kind of windfall, or some kind of push in the direction that you're wanting to go, the direction that you've set for this lifetime. So you're starting to feel a lot more comfortable in your life purpose. There's going to be some sort of support in that endeavor. It could also just be coming home to yourself when it comes to your own values and what you want to move forward with in your life. So it's almost like a positive push in the direction of that you're wanting to head in this lifetime. So you may want to ponder a little bit, put to bed the past issues that you've perhaps dealt with, things that no longer serving you anymore, and you'd like to move on from them, and point yourself north, head north to your guiding light, and to what it is that you feel you would really like to achieve, or you would like to just lay the foundation for in this lifetime. In the third house we have Mercury, which is mind. This is Mercury rules the third house, so it's in its own house. The third house is all to do with all forms of communication, whether it's verbal, written, even body communication. It's also to do with contracts. It's to do with your siblings and early education and short trips, like small trips. So with Mercury appearing in there, you're asked to turn your mind to what it is that you're currently saying, and what you are agreeing to in terms. So that could be contracts of some sort, and apply the analytical side of Mercury to that, and have a good look at what it is you're doing and what it is you're saying, because it also ties in with your eye balance, which is what you're projecting outwards and what's being perceived by others. So and they're both air signs, so you need to bring the air element into your third house to actually help you going forward, because there may be issues coming up. If you're in the media world, if being in the media world is part of your profession, then Mercury in there is a very good thing to have, because it's in its own house and it's all the qualities of Mercury, which is that quick decision-making, witty, inquisitive, curious, and sharp. It's a very quick thinking, think on your feet kind of energy. Also, Mercury rules electronics of all sorts. So if you are buying something, or you're drawing up a contract for something to do with that, just make sure that everything is clear and that you're absolutely 100% happy with what is being put down in terms. And if you need another set of eyes, then do that. But apply your analytical abilities in that regard. And just think about what you're saying, what you're putting down in paper, what you're actually imparting to others. If you're teaching, you may need to obviously bring in the higher principles of Mercury, which I've already mentioned. In your fourth house, you have Cancer, I feel. So this is, again, it's in its own, the Cancer rules the fourth house, so it's in its own house. And Cancerians always bring a watery element. They love their home, they love their family, and they're quite clannish. So you may be closing ranks there when it comes to your home, or just feeling the need to retreat on a regular basis. Withdrawal is necessary. Always remember the crab. The crab is associated with Cancer. They like to withdraw. They skitter along the sands of life, gathering and doing whatever it is they need to do, but they do periodically withdraw, and they have the shell to protect them should they feel insecure or threatened in any way. They've also got that massive claw, so they can be quite protective of their environment and of their family. So don't tangle with them if you're going to annoy them. So when it's applied to your fourth house, this indicates your home. So the fourth house is about your home, and it's about your early, your foundation, your roots, your family's foundation and roots. And Cancerians go through phases of the moon. They can be in full force sometimes, and then they need to withdraw. And things go through phases like that of the moon. So it could also signify change within your home environment. So you just need to go with the flow there, and just be feel super sensitive in your home environment. And just bear in mind that you are you may be interacting with others. It's wonderful to be nurturing, which is again the Cancerian thing. It's also the mother. It's wonderful to be nurturing and loving in your home. Just don't be clingy or too overly emotional. Just be compassionate and be loving, and bring that into your home environment. Because I feel you're going to need it. In your fifth house, you've got Mercury retrograde, which is it's all about reinvention, anything with a re in front of it. So this could be relief, it could be when you re-look at something, when you review something. And the fifth house is all to do with children. And Cancer is associated with that because it's also involved with children. It rules, it has associations there. So your fifth house, children, it's your creativity, and it's your love affairs, romance, having fun, recreation of all kinds, whether it's sporting or whatever, and just having fun in general. But it can be a good indication of your creativity in this lifetime. And And your Mercury retrograde reinvention means you need to relook at this again. There's something that's coming up in your 5th house, which is requiring some contemplation to figure out what is working, what is not working, what perhaps need to be tweaked. If it's to do with your children, one or more of your children may be going through a phase of reinvention where they are changing how they are moving forward in the world. So you're going to be having that in your 5th house. If it's a creative project, you're going to be perhaps may have to redo something. But whatever it is that you're going to be redoing, it's giving you an opportunity to look at it again and to move forward with the revised version. And if it's your child that's having a reinvention, to support them through that. Maybe a little bit tricky sort of in the beginning stages, because basically there's change going on. There's a little bit of turmoil, and you may need to support them through that. And that's why I feel the Cancer for your home environment may be coming in there. Well, you will be super sensitive to what's going on, but just stay balanced at all times. And and if it's a romance that you're undergoing, you may have somebody coming in that you've known before, or it's the second time around, or however, but it's somebody that's coming in again, or somebody that you are entering into a love affair with, or having a romantic liaison with, that you may have been with before, whether this is this lifetime or before. But basically I feel it could be just from this lifetime somebody's coming back in, or it could just be you seeing others again that you have known before. Then in the 6th house we have Leo, which is appearing there, and Leo is a very strong sign. It's a sign of strength and honor, and it's also the sign of warmth and enjoying being in the spotlight. Leos love being in the spotlight, and very creative sign, and very outgoing, very attractive, just a very uplifting energy to be around. So now it's appearing in your 6th house, which is all to do with your work projects, your routines, your daily routines, your work colleagues, your workplace, any projects that you're working on. It could be multiple projects that you're working on. And it can also indicate it's to do with your health, your physical health, and also to do with pets. So you may, in this one of those environments, you may be encountering Leo type people. So they're going to basically bowl you over. They're very, they project warmth and sunniness. So they're going to, they enjoy being in the spotlight. So you're going to have to learn to work with those energies. It also could just be that your workplace is going through a sort of an uplifting vibe, and whatever work it is that you're doing, if you're a soul worker and if you work independently on your own, you're going to be bringing that creative side into your projects, which is great. And you may be, whatever it is you're working on, may be in the spotlight of some, or the spotlight's either going to be on you or it's going to be on your work projects. It's a very, as I said, a very abundant energy to have. It can also, going the other way, it can also be a little bit arrogant and egotistical. If you're looking at from a health point of view, possibly something there. Leo always rules the heart, the circulatory system, so it could be something in there that you're needing to address or to look at. It's a sunny sign, very warm sign, and you could just be feeling good about yourself as well. But if there are health issues, then to actually address it and look at it. And if you need a checkup, then go for a checkup. Then in the 7th house, which is a house of your relationships, your personal relationships, your one-on-ones, you've got Aries, I am, very fiery sign to be having in there. And this is as I said, your one-on-one, between you and your significant other, or you and your business partner. And it's a very dynamic energy, a very forceful energy, get up and go, lots of fresh ideas, movement, change, moving forward, progression. or it could just be a really great idea. So if it's a business partnership, there's going to be a lot of energy and a lot of a lot of things happening, but forward movement, fiery, passionate projects that you maybe, or business that you may be starting. If it's to do with you and your partner, a lot of fiery, passionate energy there. And, let's go and get them. Let's get up and go. Let's go and do things. Aries are also very loyal people, actually, when it comes to relationships as well. Once they've decided what they want and who they want, they will go after it. And they will they put their whole heart into it. So if that's the energy you're bringing into those relationships, your one-on-ones, you and your significant other, that's great. It also can bring in the impulsiveness and the just very ambitious, almost sort of self-centered as well, in a way that you're going after that one particular goal, or you're actually going after that one particular person. So it can also be a very impulsive, very forceful sign. So don't overdo it, but use that passionate, fiery energy and harness the loyalty of the Aries to actually make your relationship better. Then in the 8th house, which is the house of sexual relations, sex, death, and rebirth. So more than likely that's symbolic death and rebirth. And you've got Jupiter and you've got abundance appearing there. Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It's a very positive thing to have in your 8th house. The 8th house is also the house of big finance, like investments, insurance, legacies, inheritances, and taxes. And it's also other people's money. So you could be dealing with other people's money, whether it's your profession or you're perhaps dealing with it in connection with a committed relationship. The 8th house deals with shared resources between partners. So Jupiter coming in there is a very abundant, very opportunistic energy, joy, good luck, happiness, abundance. It's all those wonderful things, windfalls, just lots and lots of more and more of whatever it is that is joyful. And if it's money, well, that's money. If it's abundance, it's abundance, because abundance can come in all kinds of forms, not necessarily just money. So the resources between you and your significant other, or in your business environment, can expect to have a boost of some sort. Also, Jupiter because it's the biggest planet, it can also be a bit overbearing and a bit egotistical, and exaggeration, going over the top. So just be aware that if it's to do with money, big money, just make sure that if you're making a splash, or you're getting a windfall and now you need to make a massive outlay on something, just think about it. Bring in your Mercury with your 3rd house that you've got appearing there. Bring that in so that you are placing that money to the highest good. That's going to be the biggest benefit. Don't fritter it away, or make an impulsive purchase, or make an impulsive decision. So it's covering all of that, but it's a very positive thing to have. And if it's your sexual energies with your close partner, then again it's bringing in joy and happiness to that area of your life. If it's to do with symbolic death and the rebirth of something, it's a very positive thing, because what it means is that whatever was there before has died away, and something new is coming out of that. And to have Jupiter in that regard to whatever it might be in your life is a very positive thing. Then in the 9th house, we have the water element, which is sensing. So this is all to do with exactly that, the feelings side of your nature and your particular focus in this house. The 9th house is all to do with long distance travel. So there may be travel over water somewhere. It could also be, it's also to do with publishing, the media, and the law, legal matters, and also to do with teaching, your religion, and your beliefs. So it covers quite a broad spectrum of areas in your life. And to have the watermelon element in there, it basically means that you need to be sensitive to the energies that are swirling around you. You need to be going with the flow, basically. That's what, in a nutshell, that's what it comes to. So just go with it, don't fight the river, just go with it. Be sensitive and open. Use your gut feelings to navigate, really. And if it's to do, it can also be just coming into connection with foreign things, whether it's traveling to a foreign place or dealing with people from other countries, importing and exporting, being exposed to foreign beliefs, foreign ideas. It could even be a foreign religion to what you've grown up with. Perhaps you're being exposed to new ideals in that. So you need to just feel deeply the concepts around it and see if it's right, it's a good fit for you. Think deeply about it, feel deeply about it, and just go with the flow, explore, enjoy that. It's quite a harmonious thing to have, is that water element. It can also sometimes make you a little bit lazy, but just bring in your other elements, which we've already discussed in your chart, into that. And if you're traveling, well, it may just mean that you may be going over water, which would indicate long distance travel of some kind. Then we have in the 10th house, which is your house of career, ambition, your authority figures, your status, your public status, your reputation, your fame, anything like that. The air element coming in there basically means that your communication skills, when it comes to those parts of your life, are going to have to be super sharp. You need to bring in your analytical abilities in to navigate those aspects of your life. And always remember, air rules Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. It's sharp thinking, it's analytical thinking, it's progressive thinking. It's if it's Aquarius, it's far thinking, visionary, it could also, the air element tends to carry communication from elsewhere as well. So that could be gossip even. It could even be advanced technology of some sort. So that's coming into your career in some way. You may even just be having to use a more advanced system than what you've currently been using in your career. And you may just have to use your communication skills to advance yourself, whether this is in public, socially as well, in public. It's almost like climbing up the ladder, if you want to say it like that. But whatever it is, it's using the air element, which is the element of communication, to enhance those aspects of your life. Then in the 11th house, we've got Virgo, which is I analyze. Virgo is an earthy sign, but it's also a very critical sign. It's an analytical sign. It's ruled by Mercury, again, the air element coming in. And Virgo is all about detail, about analyzing a situation, and being critical about a situation. So in your 11th house, that is all to do with your friendships and your networks and your groups that you're a member of. And you may need to have a thorough look at all of those and analyze for yourself what is actually working and what isn't for you, and assess things in detail. Go over the finer details of any situation, as I've mentioned, and apply your analytical abilities to that. Just stay grounded as well. And don't be too critical. Don't go the other way. Where you can analyze, if you're having a problem with a friend, or a friend that you know is having an issue and you perhaps have been drawn into it, use your analytical abilities to see all sides of the things, to look at all the positives and the negatives. but don't overdo it and over criticize or be overly critical amongst those environments, your friendships, your networks, and your groups. You're there. This energy is to help you discern what is right and what feels right to you, but not to cut somebody else to such an extent that they can't recover. So it's to shine a light on what is in the light and what isn't, and to work forward from there. But if it's to do with your networks, your general business networks, you're using the air element in there as well to come in here and actually analyze what is perhaps working, perhaps something needs a do-over, sort of a more detailed approach. Perhaps you need to change the way things are being done currently for you, or the way you are interacting in those networks and in those groups. Then for the 12th house, we have Pisces, which is, I believe, and it's in its home house. Again, the 12th house, you actually have this quite often in your chart. So now this is, it's at home in the 12th house, as I say. The 12th house is all about your deep spiritual beliefs and your unconscious beliefs, your unconscious programming. And it's also about connection with the divine. It's also about your interactions on a perhaps a day-to-day basis with hospitals, with institutions of all kinds, prisons even. It could be government institution, any kind of institution. It could be libraries, it could be university. And if it's university, your 9th house covers higher education as well. So it could be possibly that you're exploring something to do with that. There's a connection there possibly. If you're embarking on some kind of religious study, well, it's 2 water elements coming in there. And you may also be having your beliefs tested, just your general beliefs or your general unconscious beliefs. And Pisces, again, is a water sign going with the flow. It's also the sign of self-undoing. So be careful that you don't undo good work that you've already done because of confused thinking or because of lack of clarity. And you're bringing in your Virgo aspect for your 11th house, and you're also bringing in the air communication element into your career house. So you need to harness this sharp thinking and apply it as well. But you're going to have to feel deeply. You're going to have to feel around on your unconscious side to actually get to the bottom of things, and then apply the critical thinking to that. Go with what you feel. But you may just be feeling a little bit confused and a little bit directionless, or feel like you're going around in circles. But and the other aspect of it is don't allow yourself to become a victim, because it's the 12th house and because it's Pisces. Sometimes that is a tendency, a poor me. So you want to avoid that. You want to use your critical thinking to pull you out of that, and to rather harness the positive aspects of the Piscean and the 12th house elements, which is all about harnessing imagination, harnessing your psychic ability, meditating, going within, withdrawing, retreat. If you need to go on a retreat, if you need to go into some kind of meditation on a regular basis, then those are all wonderfully positive aspects of Pisces. It's very much needed at this time, especially if you've gone through some kind of trauma with regards to somebody you know who's had an encounter with a hospital, or you've had an encounter with a hospital, or those kinds of institutions. It could be also exposure to drugs and addictions, other people with this these situations going on, or you are involved somehow. It's part of your what you're going through. So it's almost like a one-way street if you keep going down there. So you need to pull yourself out of that and come out of that and apply the higher aspects of the 12th house and the higher aspects of Pisces to your situation. Harness your imagination through natural means. Harness your psychic abilities and your compassion and your connection to the divine, and just those deep spiritual beliefs. Harness those, and turn away from the negative aspects of it. Okay, well, this is your reading for Gemini, and I wish you a wonderful month further. Until next time.